What's up, and welcome to Straight from the Chest podcast. My name is Justin Groth, and I'm your host on this personal development, self-improvement podcast. Listen, if you're new to this show, I just want to take this time. I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for being here. And if this is your second or 222nd time tuning back in, thank you for your continued listenership, support of the cast. It means a lot to me. Listen, if you haven't yet done so, please subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, basically anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're likely there. And subscribe to the YouTube as well. Please, please, please. And also, if you find value in this content and the people that we have on their incredible stories, please share it on your Instagram, your social medias of any sort. And if it's on Instagram, please add me at Justin Craig Groth. That's my personal handle, and I will be sure to re-mention you in the stories. So without further ado, Big Kody, what's up, bro?
Yo, what up, big dog?
Hey, man, welcome back, dude. How you been, bro?
Man, I've been good, man. Blessed. Very, very blessed, man. Thankful.
Yeah, man. You just came off tour.
Yes, sir.
40 days.
Damn, it was crazy, man. It felt like a year. Yeah.
Tell me about that, man. How'd it go?
Man, where do we start? It went great. Just a crazy experience. I traveled up and down the United States, and it was amazing. Saw a bunch of things I've never seen. Went a bunch of places I've never been. I mean, there's just so many different elements that we could dive into about the tour, but yeah, it was crazy.
So, I mean, how is it getting that much attention, dude, in different states of the world?
Yeah, it's a challenge. What's cool, it was kind of like now that it's all over, I feel like it was a crash course for like performers, like I really got to put myself to the test. You get in front of all these thousands of people that are expecting a demographic like my dog King Little G, a G'd up, Latino, full, from LA. And then this, half-breed gets on stage. We don't know if he's Mexican or white. He got blue hair, you know what I mean? Gets on stage, and you definitely got to win him over for sure. It's a challenge, and it started off rough. I'm not gonna lie, and then it ended up just being great.
What do you mean by rough? Tell me about that.
Well, like I had an idea of how I wanted to like approach my performance, and the first show we had it in Arizona, and it was at this club, and I was kind of under the impression that all the shows were gonna be like kind of theater shows, like private, just kind of like everyone knows that they're going there for a concert, but this was like an actual club, what I mean? So people were there to like drink and dance and be in the club. So I came out to like this really slow song, and it just like, the vibe, like it wasn't bad, or it wasn't like too crazy bad, but it just like, people were looking at me, because I could see the whole crowd. They were just kind of like, what's up? Who's this fool? You know what I mean? Like, okay, And I was like, damn, it's a really huge Latin demographic. I'm like, man, I really got to figure something out here, And then, the next show, I tried something different. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have my boy, shout out to my boy James K, El Blanco. He played my DJ most of the tour. So we're like, man, I need you to go out and like talk to him first before I come out, like prep him for me, So he's like, all right, well, I'll try my best. He's whiter than me, he's white boy, blue eyes. So he'd go out there, he's really good performer. He's really good with the crowds and stuff. He'd just go out there and be like, hey, we ready to have a good time? What's up? Next, I got my boy, all the way from Oceana, blah, blah. So it was a little better, and came out. And then I was just coming out rapping. And so like 3 shows went by, and there was like an off day, and I was at King Little G's Airbnb, and I was like, what's up, my dog? We were just smoking up, just kind of chilling. And I was like, is there any pointers you can give me, dog? Like, I know you've seen me perform these last 3 shows, I was like, I just want to get better. I feel like, there's something that I'm missing here. And he gave me some really good advice, man. He's like, you know what, Kody, he's like, and the thing about G, like, he takes a minute, he takes it in, like, hold it. He told me first, he's like, you know what, dog, you caught me off guard. Like, let me get back to you, And I was like, for sure. We kicked it. And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, hey, I thought about it. He's like, this is what I think, bro. He's like, he's like, I feel like all my fans, like, they don't know you enough. He's like, they don't know that you're from the streets. They don't know that you're from the hood. They don't know that you're Latin based off just how you look and stuff. He's like, I think that you need to go up there and talk to everybody first. You know what I mean? Somehow get them to relate with you, relate with what you've went through. So that way they're like, before you even start rapping, they're like, I like, okay, like, who's this guy? You know? So I was like, all right, man. And funny story, actually, me and my boy James, we kind of got in a little beef because, he was basically telling me like, Kody, you need to man up, dog. Like you ain't MCing, you know. Pretty much like I'm not going out and talking. I'm thinking I could just go out and sing to everyone. Everyone's just gonna love me, you know. And like I was just like, he's like, pretty much like it was a little deeper than that, but he's pretty much like, dog, I don't think you could do it. Like, let's see if you could do it. You know, I did it for you. Let's see if you could do it. And I'm like, fuck it. Like, I don't need your ass. Like, I'll do it myself, you know? So I was just like, cool. So we had this big ass show in Albuquerque. And actually, rewind a little bit. So after like the third show, this kid from Napomo, he goes by Young Boy. He's a DJ. And he's this Latin kid. And he's super dope. And he reaches out to me. He's like, hey, what's up? I see you're on tour with King Little G. If you could use me, like, I'm down. And it just so happened that those 3 shows happened. I'm like, damn, like I could really use a Latin DJ, you know, to like spice this up, you know what I mean? So I flew him out. I'm like, yo, get on a plane tomorrow in LA. Could you make it to LA? He's like, yeah. And spur of the moment, he went to LA. I flew him out. Boom, he was right there. I was like, cool, we got a show tonight. I forgot where we were at, in Texas or something. I gave him my show rundown. I kind of was like, James, like, chill, like, you know what I mean? I got my you know, my little Latin food with me now. I don't need you now, you know? And he was kind of like, all right, like, let's see. So Young Boy, you know, he did his thing. He came out and he's just like, you know, ¿Dónde está mi raza? And he started talking to all the crowd in Spanish and stuff. So they were really vibing with him, you know, before I even came out. And he's like, I got my homie, you know, blah, 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 coming out. And I came out and it was like it was just a totally different feeling, you know. It was just like, all right, it was just like, it felt way different than the other shows. And I'm like, all right, cool. But there was still something missing, you know. And then that's when James told me, like, yeah, I MC'd for you, DJ Youngboy MC'd for you, but you can't even MC your own show. Like, you know, you need us to, like, you know, pretty much announce you, you know what I mean? And then I'm just like, I could do it, fool, like, watch. So we had this big show, and there was going to be like 3,000 people. We knew it was going to be our biggest show yet. And I was like, I got it. I'm like, Youngboy, just press play, dog. I'm going to come out and do my thing. So I came out to like this Tory Lanez song. And then I was like, yo, cut the music. And then I just talked to the crowd, man. I'm just like, I spoke a little Spanish to him. I let him know that, you know, I'm Latin. And then I'm just like, you know, I'm from the streets. And like, if you're from the streets, make some noise. And everyone's like, oh, whatever. And then I was just like, I forgot what I said, but I was just like, yo, like, I was at the beach today. Like, y'all motherfuckers be out here swimming or what? And everyone just starts laughing and stuff. And I was just really comfortable up there. I was just like myself. And I'm like, all right, well, we're going to turn up right now. Drop that shit. Boom. And I fucking started going, you know. And then everyone's just like, oh, this was tight, you know. Like, he's real approachable. Like, he's funny. And he's talented, you know. And then after that show, I remember, like, all 3 of us ran to the back. Like, the show is done. My performance is done. And I remember we were just, because I had the crowd just fucking going, 3,000 people just going crazy, bro. Just like, they just could, like, you know, like, they thought I was a fucking superstar, you know. And I remember going outside and we were just all looked at each other. We're like, holy fuck, like, are you kidding me? I remember James, he just like hugged me, like, bro, that's what I'm talking about, dog. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, you're a fucking star, dog. You know, I was like, fuck, I can't believe I did that, you know. Because it's a lot, bro. You get in front of 3,000 people, dog. Like, you know, it could go south real quick. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And everyone's watching you, what you're going to do and how you're going to handle it. And to be able to get that reaction and everyone to love you like that, like, you know, it's not an easy task, you know. So it was an accomplishment. We're like, fuck yeah. So we got hella motivated. And then after that, man, it was off and rolling. After that, the next show, I just duplicated what I just did, and boom, it fucking worked. So I was like, I got the recipe, man. It worked again, you know. They went crazy. I went out in the crowd. Everyone was just going crazy, trying to meet me, take pictures, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And then Young Boy ended up having to go back home. So I was like, all right. So me and James, I was like, all right, you know, let's ride it out. We got, like, you know, 25 more shows, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to DJ. He was down. And we just ended up just getting into this really cool sync. And we just started killing shit, bro. Every show is just like murdering it, killing it, and then it just went. Actually, there was one show where like at the 8th show, like right after the good stuff happened, we went to Orlando. We were in Orlando, and what happened was I came out and everything was cherry, everything was good, but my mic started squeaking all crazy. It was like, and I was like fucking up, and everyone's like, oh, like boo, 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 like get this fool off the stage, you know.
Fuck.
So I was like, damn. I remember I was up there, and there was literally probably like 25 people that were literally like booing me, like looking at me, like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? You know what I mean? Not even my fault. You know what I mean? Like
right.
my voice came out, and it's like looking all in their ears and shit. You know? So I was like, damn. I remember thinking in my head, like, I could either like walk off the stage like a little baby and like be all mad about this, or I could like have a chance to like, you know, figure this out. So I dropped the mic. And then I'm like, yo. I'm like, hold up. Everyone kind of got quiet. And I'm like, man, here in Orlando, they're fucking up my sound, man. Everybody say, fuck that shit. And everyone's just like, fuck that shit. And I was like, I don't need no fucking music, dog. I'll spit this shit a cappella. And I just started spitting a song, you know what I mean? Just freestyling a song, boom. Some hard like gangster shit that I had written that I don't even have released. And everyone was just kind of like, all right. And then by the time, like, James was in the background working on the shit, you know what I mean? Trying to fucking figure it out, yelling at the sound guys, going, what the fuck? Like, you know, trying to test the mics and shit. I could kind of hear him. I can kind of hear it. But, and then all of a sudden, my music just comes on. And all of a sudden, like, I get a tap and, like, I put my hand back, he puts a mic in my hand, my music comes on, and boom, it's just like, we just keep going, you know? And it just, like, it all went smooth, you know? But it almost, like, went downhill, you know? And it ended up being a really cool show. I ended up getting a bunch of love and stuff, so yeah, man. But other than that, bro, just show after show. Once we got the groove down, bro, we had it down, and we were killing shit, so it was dope. The
way that you circumvented the situation, like all like those that one time at the 8th show, like you said, and then the other time when it was maybe the first few in, like when you found your groove, that's the shit, man.
Bro,
like
it made it so beautiful, dog. It's just like it's unexplainable, dog. Like, you know, it's just a crazy experience. And then I just got respect. At first I was going like, King Lil G had 3 it's called tour support, so artists that are traveling with him the whole time. And then in every city he would have openers, like in the city, you know. They would hit him up and be like, oh, you're showing, they would pay him fucking to come do a few songs, you know what I'm saying? So like I would be like in that opener like group, you know what I mean? But after the 6th show, like I was going before G, you know what I mean? So I got moved up all the way to, you know, before the headliner, you know what I'm saying? Just based off of just killing the shit, you know? So that was also fucking huge, you know what I'm saying? So I was stoked about that.
So you had, I mean, it's safe to say that you had a really good fucking time.
Oh my God, bro.
Like a massive experience.
Learning experience, just like.
You know, you probably to some degree went into that, like I remember going into my first bodybuilding show, like thinking I'm gonna kill this shit.
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna kill this shit.
Like that, yeah.
People are gonna. I'm gonna do so fucking good. And I mean, I think that's a great mentality to have. Yeah. But then reality fucks you up.
It's good when you get humbled.
It is.
I definitely got humbled. I was eating humble pie all day out there. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know. And I could have gave up, you know. There was a bunch of times where my car broke down and me and James were fighting and I didn't have dough and like a bunch of crazy little situations. We were sleeping in our car every night and just different little obstacles like hit us, you know. And it was real easy to be like, well, let's just fucking, you know, let's just turn it in, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, hell no. Like, we got to get through this, bro. We got to figure this shit out, you know what I'm saying? And we stuck it out and it ended up being a huge success. So
that's a testament to your fortitude because, you know, it's almost like comedians, man, when they bomb so much and they go up and they go before headliners that are just fucking killers.
Yeah.
And then they feel just like reduced,
right? Like
nothing, dude, you know, right. And it's hard for them to keep going, especially when they start questioning their own ability.
Right.
And you maybe had some questions of your own ability. It's only natural to have that.
Sure.
Like, even though you're praised in your hometown.
Right.
When you step out and you now deliver to a massive audience,
right.
you may not get the same praise because everybody has a different take. Like, people have different takes. The more, you know, the more branched you are, you know? And so the fact that, like I said, man, the fact that you kept pursuing it, even though you were getting at times like booed or even just like you felt questioned.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It was cool. It was definitely It was definitely a really good situation for me. I feel like now, like, you could put me in front of any crowd in the world at any time. I'll perform at the Super Bowl. I'll perform anywhere, and I'm confident. Put me in the room with anybody. And it was cool, like, getting to see King Little G live. It's like you see a superstar celebrity who's so good at what he does, man, and it's just like you have no other option but to get better. That's like you going to the gym with fucking Ronnie Coleman in his prime or whatever, you know, and he's training you, you know, and you're watching him train. He's like, you're gonna get better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like no doubt about it. And I just remember watching him, just like, damn, this fool's flawless. You know what I mean? He's just so flawless. And what it was, and what I learned about it, he's so flawless is because he controls the outcome. The fans don't know what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know when he messes up, or he reads the crowd. Sometimes the people weren't even feeling his music, his own fans. They want to hear the song they want to hear. And he would read it and be like, all right, you know, he'd cut it and he would just talk. You talk some shit, you know what I mean? Boom. And then he'd bring it back, you know, real smooth and nonchalant and not pressured. And it just felt really just like graceful. Just like, damn, that was a smooth ass show. There was no like hiccups in it, you know? And I felt like, by my 10th show, that was kind of like how my performance was going, you know what I mean? I was the standout performance, you know? And plus, like, my music was way different than everyone's music, you know? I was the only one that was really singing. I was the only one that's really doing, like, R&B, mainstream music. So, like, right away, my music stood right out, you know, right away. So that was another thing I had going for me. So, like, I already knew I was going to have that going for me. I just had to figure out the element to get them to pretty much accept me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is, bro. Like, when you're dealing with the Latin community, especially like, you know, like Southsiders, a lot of the fans are Southside gang members and shit. You know what I mean? It's hard to win that, bro. It's hard to win that over. Like they don't just like accept anybody. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like, they have to like really respect you. You know what I mean? They gotta be like, all right, like, cool. Like this fool must be about it because he's obviously like, you know, doing his thing proper up here. You know. So that was the biggest. I feel like that was the biggest thing I had to get through. You know what I mean? Getting the respect of the raza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you had to find your rhythm. You
Yeah,
found
yeah.
it though after like
yeah.
maybe like 8 shows.
Yeah,
You found
exactly.
it, man.
Yeah. Found it. So that was tight. And then all in between, bro. I mean, we went to the White House, bro. I was smoking weed, fucking in front of the White House. I was smoking weed on the Statue of Liberty. We were in what's it called? New Orleans, eating freaking alligator burgers. We were all over the place, bro. I seen all the stadiums. 'Cause I was doing my Spanky thing at the same time. I was doing a bunch of videos. I was going really hard, just like trying to create as much content all over the country as I could, you know. So every day we were just busy. Like after the shows, G would usually have like a party at his house and shit, you know, or whatever. Because he would get Airbnbs every night, badass houses and shit, you know. But we would like, the show would be over like at 11. The next show would be like 8 hours away. So we'd get in our car and just drive until we can't fucking drive no more. Pull off at a rest stop and just pass out. And then wake up early, drive to the venue, go find a local gym, go get a free membership, go hit the gym hard, eat healthy. We were every show we were the first ones at the venue. We went and talked to the bartenders, the owners, everything. Like, so like we were like, before even G got there, like everyone was already all happy with like, you know, G, because we were like representing. We're like, we're tour support, blah blah blah. You know, James is really good with people. We've thrown hundreds of shows. We know how it goes. You know what I mean? So it was actually really cool, bro. We were the first ones in. We got, you know, little comedies. You know, we would get free drinks and like they would hook us up with shit, you know what I mean? Because we'd just go show face and be cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then G would get there and everything was kind of just ready to go, you know what I mean? So it was tight.
Talk about your Spanky character, man.
My Spanky character, man. I got gum in my mouth right now, so I couldn't do it that good. But yeah, man, Spanky character is just a character I came up with probably like 8 months ago, dog. And he's kind of just been going super viral and shit, you know?
On TikTok?
On TikTok, yeah, on TikTok. And you know what? He's actually been viral on Instagram. There's been a few big, like, Fool Community and Fools Gone Wild and a couple things that have posted my videos, you know?
Really?
On there that got thousands and thousands of views on Instagram, too. So yeah, man, it's been fun.
So how'd you come up with that character?
So one day, it was a day, I remember it was a day before my daughter's first T-ball game this year. And, I remember I had been telling my wife because I had my TikTok going and I went viral already for posting this worker I had in LA that was working with me, this old man. And I went viral for him, Chewy, you know, he was a dope ass worker and stuff that that came from Home Depot and all this stuff. But so I was going viral and I was like, man, you know, like that's cool, but like this isn't even me. Like, you know what I mean? Like this fool's viral. Like I need to be viral, you know? I was like, and like I've always been a comedian and just been really funny and doing funny stuff. And I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, man, I really need to figure out my niche to where I could do like something funny. She's like, you just need to do it, you know? And at the time it was like World War III scare. It just happened, you know? It was like World War III at the beginning of this year, you know? And that was like the big topic. And I'm like, and every time there's a big topic, you kind of want to influencers want to tend to like, you know, do videos around that topic because that's what's viral, you know? So I was like, all right, cool. And it was like 11 at night. And I remember I talked to my wife. I'm just like, wait for me for like an hour. So I was like, I'm going to do this character. I'm going to act like an army man. And then I'm going to act like a cholo. And I kind of improv. Now I do a little bit more writing and stuff. But all my old videos that I went viral with, most of them were just improv. You know what I mean? I don't really think of a treatment or anything. It's just on the spot. Mm-hmm. So the Spanky guy was improv. So I did the whole thing. And then all of a sudden I'm like... I just came to me, I'm like, what? It's the homie Spanky. And I whistled, you know? And then I remember Phil was like, oh my God, it's so funny, you know? And I'm like, cool. So I did the whole cut and I posted it. And then I remember I woke up the next day and like I had 50,000 followers and like the thing had like 300,000 views on it and it just like went super viral in one night. Boom! I woke up. This is
TikTok.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit!
This is fucking one night.
Yeah, I was like, this shit went viral. And then I kept watching it and it just kept going up, all the way to like almost 1 million, you know, in like 4 days, you know.
Wow.
And then I got like 30,000 followers, you know what I mean? Like more, you know. And I had like 60,000 followers at the time, you know, after that. And then I'm like, damn, you know, I need to double down on this. So then I just started doing funny ass content. And then I got another one that went viral. I did like this mopping tutorial and it went super viral. And then, I just kept going. And then everything I was doing was kind of going viral and shit. So wow. It was crazy. Super organic, super just not even knowing what I'm doing. And just, it went.
Yeah, but you were playing into yourself. It was like an alter ego. It's an alter ego of you,
For sure. Yeah,
and that's why it hit because people, even though it was an act, people knew that you weren't really acting. Like you're acting, but you're also yourself. And if more people double down on sometimes that silly alter ego or even the serious alter ego, they would fucking hit too.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just too uncomfortable.
You gotta bet on yourself. You gotta just not give a fuck what people think, you know. And after looking at my videos, anyone's probably like, this was fucking crazy, you know what I mean? I just don't. I finally was just like, man, I don't give a fuck anymore, you know what I mean? Like, and people that know me, they're like, God, I can't, like, you should have done this years ago, bro. Like, I know you, like, you're funny, you know. I'm the funniest person to a lot of people, you know, like the funniest person they know, you know, like they can't even look at me without laughing, you know. So it's like, and I've been like that for years, bro, but I also carry a whole other side of me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the business side, the tough side, the fucking, you know, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of was just like, man, you know, I'm going to do it all, you know what I'm saying? Because it's me. So it's just like, why not? And it's working, so.
Well, I think that's also inspiring to people inside your community that know you and know you for all those other sides.
Right.
See, people that see you in Montana, well, they don't know Kody.
No.
They don't know Kody. They don't know who he is.
No.
They just think he is this, you know, he is this funny, silly guy.
Right.
They don't know the other personas.
Right.
So when people know who you are in your community, that's why I say like in Oceano, in your community, they know all the other personas or personas that you carry.
Yeah.
That's why they can appreciate the one that you came out with
right
much more and inspire them to do the same thing, man.
Right.
And so it's fucking awesome.
It's interesting too because there is a lot of people who were kind of nervous of me because I have this character, because I am, you know, representing like a Southside gang member in a way, you know what I mean? Because Spanky's blue, he says SA, like everybody knows what the heck's going on, you know what I'm saying? So it is also, but
wait, that's serious?
I mean,
to some people,
it's serious to some people, you know what I
really?
mean? Because there is people that are really about that life, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, hey, like this fool's, you know, he's representing us in this way, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people get mad if I wasn't from the hood and shit. They'd be like, this fucking clown, like trying to act raza, this fool doesn't even know what's up, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of TikTokers that get a lot of shame for that act like a cholo character, and they're like, fool, you ain't no cholo, you know, you don't even know nothing about this life, you know? But the thing about me is like, I am about that life. I've been about that life. I know all about that life. So I feel like when people get to actually know who I am, they respect it. Like when I was on tour, every single city, bro, and I'm not even lying, you can ask my boy James K, 32 different cities across the country, 1 to 5 people came up to me randomly and were like, dog, you're Spanky. It was incredible, bro. We couldn't believe it, bro. Like, we're like, bro, every single place we've went, someone has known me, like, from TikTok.
Wow.
It was that viral. Like, it was just fucking crazy. Like, but it's also because the Spanky guy is a Southsider. King Lil G's fans are all Southsiders, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's the same community. It's the same community. I have people come up to me and be like, fuck, fool, you're like a big ass fool. Like, you kind of look like this different guy online. He's like, you're actually like a big ass dude, like a normal dude. Like, and then they saw me perform and they're like, holy fuck, dog. Like, you're a rapper, a singer, like a normal dude. Like, I thought you were just like this funny comedian dude. And I was like, nah, man, like I do it all, you know? So I was really like tripping people out, you know, and they would see me in person and they'd be like, wait. Because I even had people in the crowd when I go up and talk, I'm Kody Balboa, they'd be like, wait, you're Spanky, you
no
know?
Shit.
And I'm like, hey, what's up, the homie Spanky? And I'll whistle, people be like, oh,
no
you know?
Shit.
Yeah, just like, people were just like, holy fuck, this is him, you know? He's a rapper, you know? And then people just coming up to me and being like, yeah, I've been following you since day one with the Spanky, and now that you're rapping, like, I'm gonna follow your whole thing. I'm a huge supporter. So it was pretty crazy that 8 months ago I started that, and it touched that many people.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight,
dude. So when you came back after tour,
right?
Tell me what the aftermath of that was. Not only in the community, but how you felt, and if there's any kind of postpartum depression.
I'm gonna be real, dog. I'm gonna be real with you, man. That tour cost me over $22,000 to pull off. You know. So when I got back, first of all, I hadn't seen my family the longest I hadn't seen them, you know. And me and my girl were cool, but it's just like when you don't see your girl for that long and you're on the road doing who knows what, you know, there's definitely some time where we got to get back and just kind of get on the same page, you know what I'm saying? So there was that. I just spent all that money. I need to fucking come back and grind. Christmas is coming up. Everything's coming up. And then yeah, man, just I kind of felt like it was like, you know, my boy James K gave me a really cool perspective, because like I came back and I felt like I kind of stopped grinding as hard, and I kind of like took care of business because I own a business. I had to get my clients back. I had clients asking what was going on, blah, blah, blah. I could have been a little bit more smoother with that while I was out of town. So I had a lot of stuff I had to clear up. And my boy James was kind of like, bro, it's like I went to the playoffs. I went to the Super Bowl, and now it's my off time. You know what I mean? I have a couple months off, and then I did. And then the thing about me, bro, is every time I make a move, like my next move is always going to be my best move, you know? So I was like, all right, cool. I did all that. It's been successful. Plus, there's been other things too. I wrote a couple big songs, you know, for some celebrities, and everything's been going well. We've been getting bags at Long Haul. And I'm like, I had a real good talk with my boy Vito Cano, which is a native from Oceano.
Yeah, shout out to Vito.
One of my good homies, yeah. We went to the gym to Kennedy, and we were kind of just talking, you know. He gives me a lot of game, you know what I mean, on a whole another level and stuff. And I was just kind of like, man, you know, I feel like I've accomplished so much, you know, in this music game or in the entertainment business, and I feel like I don't get the recognition or the respect that I think I deserve, like in my hood or like out here. I feel like I'm like a local celebrity, but people still want to just kind of be like, oh, like that's Kody, like I know him, you know what I mean? Like nothing's really like big enough yet for people to like. I don't know how to explain it. Like when I was out of town, like I'm a fucking full on celebrity out there, you know what I mean? Like superstar to some of these people that are out there, you know. And I come here and people know that I'm really talented, you know. They know all that. But for some reason, I can't get the crossover. And I was talking to V about it, and I was like, you know, I went across the country with a lot of these people out here. His biggest fan, King Lil G, representing Oceano everywhere I go. You know, I've shot, you know, these high-end music videos representing Oceano. I put all this work in representing Oceano. And he's like, you know, I feel like sometimes like representing Oceano is just not going to be enough. He's like, you're on tour, you know, living it up with their favorite rapper while they're at work, you know, all sad, you know what I mean? Like possibly struggling, you know what I mean? You're shooting these $10,000 videos, you know, while they're can't pay their rent, you know what I mean? He's like, so yeah, they want to show you love, but at the end of the day, like they're worried about their own shit, dog. He's like, what have you actually done for the hood? He's like, have you ever done a turkey drive, any type of thing. Like if you ever ask somebody if they need a job, you own a business, you know, like maybe one of the homies could use a job on the weekend. He's like, have you ever physically given back to the hood? And it fucking hit me hard. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I haven't. And I've had opportunities. You know, I've been very blessed in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna give back. So I just I got with my boy Young Boy, the dude who is a DJ. He's a flyer. He does flyers. I made that Santa flyer, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sponsor a toy drive. You know what I mean? I'm gonna spend a few thousand or whatever the hell it takes to buy hella toys. I'm gonna dress as Santa. I'm gonna do it up. I'm gonna throw a big ass event, give out raffles, and do a bunch of prizes and stuff for the kids. And I'm gonna give back to my hood. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm doing. I pulled the trigger on it, and I was planning to just do it by myself. You know what I mean? Like no matter what, it's gonna happen. And I posted that flyer and I just got like a crazy amount of love. People I thought that didn't respect me or hated on me were reaching out, DMing me, messaging me, commenting on my post, sharing my post. And I'm just like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like, you know, I went to Roman's barbershop. I hadn't talked to him in a couple years. Me and Roman are always cool, but you know, I hadn't talked to him in a couple years. I just pulled up on him, told him my idea, you know, and this would be a great place to host it. And he's like, done, dog, like do it, you know. Went to the gas station. My other homie, Danny, his family owns that gas station right there connected to Roman. And he was all about it, you know. And then one thing led to another. And pretty soon I had people being like, yo, I want to donate toys too, bro. Like, how could I donate toys? And I'm like, okay, well, shit. I'll set up a little toy station then, you know, for everybody that wants to donate. And so I set up a little toy station. And then I just did a couple things. I'm like, man, I want to get involved with the community. I went to Hopper Trees. I told them all about my event. They told me they'd give me, you know, 15% discount if I bought a tree from them. So, you know, I tapped in with them, did a little promo over there. So that was cool. I went around to all the businesses in Oceano, and I actually have like 10 businesses that are involved. Let me see if I can remember all of them. We got Central Market. They're donating a bunch of toys. They're donating a bunch of stuff, plates, spoons, napkins, stuff like that for the event. We got the coffee shop. I don't want to say the name wrong, but there's a new coffee shop on Highway 1. They donated a $20 gift card. We got La Tapatia, which is a little Mexican little food market right there, restaurant. They're donating a big tray of beans, big tray of rice. We got Sylvester's Burger. They donated a big basket with like 2 shirts, a hat, 2 $20 gift cards, 5 free burger passes, and a bunch of stickers for the kids. And then obviously Roman donated the venue, and then we got there's like a random like art, like they sell like metal art and random ass art right there in Oceano. It's right across the street from the police station. They donated a hat. Rock and Roll Diner, they donated a $20 gift card. A girl that is from Oceano, but I don't know where she lives now. Her name is Janet. She owns like a cosmetology business, and she donated like some type of cosmetology gift card, like $85 value, 2 of them. So that was huge. Local native, this lady, she also is part owner of Creative Fencing. Her name is Monica Orduno. She donated $100 towards the face painting. We have a couple local guys from the or a guy, this big guy, Tony. I call him Big Tony. He's this big ass dude. You might know him. You have to know him. He's a big old bodybuilder dude. Tony from the water company. And he donated a couple $100 towards toys. My boy Puyon donated some money. Yeah, if I'm forgetting anybody, forgive me. But yeah, my mind's racing right here. I'm trying to figure out everyone who's been contributing. My mom, my whole family's going to work the whole venue for me. My cousins, my aunt, my uncle. My business, because I also have a party business, so I'm providing all the tables, chairs, umbrellas, heaters, and all that. I'm providing everything. King Little G is going to do a special donation. I haven't announced that yet, but that's something that I'm going to announce, a little surprise. So yeah, man, it's just like, it's been going so well, dude. I'm going to ask to see if Straight from the Chest wants to donate a toy, man. You know,
of course,
anybody
man, of
that
course.
wants to get involved, bro. I'm just trying to get the community together. And like I said, I'm going to do it regardless. It's for the kids though, man. You know what I mean? I want the kids to be like, damn, this Blue Santa came to town one time and just gave back to the whole community, you know, and just like, and all these people were involved. And it's just, I just want to show that, you know, Oceano might have this or that to say about it, but we're also a community. Everyone's tapped in, and everybody wants to give back, and that's what I'm seeing, and it's beautiful, man. It's awesome. Yeah,
yeah. I'm just speechless from that, dude, because that's the move and most people never do that during the holidays, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just heartwarming to hear that from somebody, from anybody who's doing that, you know. And of course I'm going to contribute, man. I mean, like, I'd be happy to. But the fact that you've done this, you've started it, and it was just an idea. I mean, that's how everything starts really in life. It's just an idea. But then you started it, and then everybody started jumping on the bandwagon with you, dude. You know, you know, you mentioned that people that you thought were kind of throwing shade your way started to repost your shit and, you know, like comment on it and support you. Well, I mean, you're probably right if you thought that. They probably were throwing shade your way, but once you got on to do something that they can take part in and they can relate to and they have a soft spot in their heart for, fuck everything that I thought.
Exactly.
Fuck everything I thought about him. Fuck what maybe tension we had in the past. I want to now get on board with him because of what he's doing. And I obviously, that's something that's near and dear to me. And so, I mean, that's, you know that, like, in your community or anywhere you go, you're not going to be liked wherever you go, or most places you go, because I shouldn't say most places. Because you're so hot and you're not cold and you're not lukewarm, people are going to either take well to you or they're not going to take well to you at all. And that's just the kind of the path you chose in life, dude. You didn't choose to be under the radar. You didn't choose to not be vocal. You didn't choose to not go on social media to do this, you know, this, that, and the third. And so because of that, people, even silently, because I know I have my critics, they silently will hate you. They silently will talk shit about you, drag your name across the dirt. 100%. It's fine. But that's okay because you understood that going into it. But then when you put something out there that can be on a wide scale relatable to anybody and everybody who's got a heart, you know, and I say a heart loosely because a lot of people, obviously everybody has a heart, but they don't have a connection to certain things. And you have that, you brought that connection between you and your, maybe people that didn't like you, man.
And what I realized, bro, is that it's like, where was I going to go with this? What I realized is like, and maybe it's not like they don't like me, but like my boy V was saying, it's like everyone kind of got their own shit going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like they know me. When they see me, it's always love. Like nobody ever hates to my face ever for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's always love. But I just and then you know what? Another thing, it's like I've always wanted to give back to Oceano. Like I was talking to my boy Hugo. Shout out to the homie Juice. And bro, like ever since we were like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, I was like, man, one day I'm gonna get rich and I'm gonna fucking get back to the O and I'm gonna do toy drives and all this stuff, you know? And I always thought like I had to be really rich to be able to do something like that, you know what I mean? And then when I talked to my boy V, I was kind of just like, man, like I could do this, like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't take as much as I'm thinking here, you know what I mean? A little bit goes a long way, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I realized with this, man. I got it going, and it's not taking as much as I had thought, and it's fucking just, it's going well. So that just goes to show like that it wasn't so far off, you know what I mean? And the timing was just like, it was meant to be now. You know what I'm saying? It was meant to be now. So
I know what you're saying when you say when I make it rich, I'm going to give back to you. Because your whole depiction of what give back means is so much larger than most people's. It's not like I just want to give a couple of toys here and there. I want to be able to pay for someone's tires on their car or something. You want to like buy cars. You want to be able to buy a house for somebody. You want to do things extravagantly because that's where your head's at. And so obviously you can't do that as a normal person that makes $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year.
No way.
You have to be making bank. And so I get it, man. I get where you're coming from, but I also really, really admire what you're doing and the steps that you took in before that even happens. Because I don't think that's not going to happen. But you taking the steps prior and showcasing to God, the universe, the world, whatever you believe in, that I'm going to do right with the monies I have now. Not when I get them in the future. You know, and that's showcasing obedience, man.
I actually have a little testimony. Actually, I forgot about this. So after I talked to V, whatever, I was kind of thinking about it. And then my Aunt Annette, she's a realtor. And she's like, hey, you know, I got this job possibility. I want you to meet with this guy tomorrow. It's a really good job. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I go meet with this guy. And it's like a $4,000 job, which is a pretty good job. Something I can knock out in like 2 days, you know. pay a guy $200 and I can make, you know, $3,500 or whatever after I use a little bit of materials, which in my field, that's great money, you know, 2 days, you know. I'm like, dope, you know. But I remember it was kind of tough, and it was going to be me or a couple other companies, you know. And I remember telling my auntie, if I get this job, I'm going to donate some of the proceeds to kick off this toy drive, you know what I mean? And I was like, all right. And she was like, oh, that'd be great, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden the next day I get a call from the dude, and he's like, yo, you got the job, you know, when do you want to start? And I'm just like, what? You know, like crazy. So I remember I called my aunt, and I'm like, auntie, you know, I got the job. I was like, you know, I want to give you a kickback for getting me the job, you know, finder's fee. And she's like, mijo, all I want you to do is go to church tonight. And I want you to take, she's like, your little cousin, Gavin, he's going through some stuff right now, and he could really use a man's guidance right now. Take him to church. And when she says church, there's this little church in Grover Beach. It's like a men's like little group church. I actually think it's like a drug and alcohol anonymous like group church thing. And my uncle brought me to a few times, and my uncle was out of town, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to go there. Like, my uncle's not even here. Like, I don't know these people, you know what I mean? I'm just like, something was just tugging at me, like, Kody, like, you know, do the right thing. So I'm like, you're right. I also have this other nephew who lives with my mom. He's autistic, and, you know, we're not as close as we should be, and I've always wanted to, like, you know, take him out and stuff. So I call my mom, like, hey, you know, I'm thinking about going to church. I want to take Cecil. She's like, really? Like, I'll make him get ready right now. It's like, cool. So I call Gavin, my other little cousin, and I've never called Gavin or talked to him. I seen him on 4th of July last, you know. And I call him, he answers like the first call, and he's like, Kody. He like knew it was me. I was like, hey, no, matter of fact, I'm lying. Sorry. I call him, he doesn't answer, right? So then I'm at home, Gavin didn't answer, so I'm like ready to say, all right, I'm all good. I'm laying down. Church is at 5:30, it's like 5. I'm like, Gavin didn't answer, so, you know, he didn't answer, so I don't need to go. You know what I mean? So I'm like, cool, you know, like, I'll be fine, you know, start the job tomorrow. I'm going to give back to the toy drive, you know? And all of a sudden, I'm just laying there. I'm like, just getting comfortable. And my phone rings. It's Gavin. And I answer. He's like, Kody, is this you? He's like, sorry, I didn't answer. He's like, you remember I saved your phone number on the 4th of July. And he was just he couldn't believe I was calling him. You know what I mean? He's like, why are you calling me? Like, why? You know? I was like, damn, do I lie to him? I was like, I need to tell him the truth. I'm like, I was actually calling you, invite you to church tonight. He's like, I would love to go. And I'm just like, damn. I was like, all right, yeah. I'll pick you up in 15 minutes, you know, be ready. Where are you at right now? I'm sitting here, boom. So I'm like, all right, cool. Call my wife. I had actually just called her and told her like, hey, I'll make dinner. Don't worry. I'm not going to go after all. She's like, okay, you know. So I call her back. I'm like, hey, I'm getting dressed. I'm going. She's like, what happened? I'm like, Gavin called me back. I need to go, you know. I'm like, cool. So I go pick up Gavin. I go pick up my little nephew, Cesar. And we go to the church, bro. We walk in, you know, and Cesar's kind of real jittery, and he can't stand still, and you know, he's funny, you know what I mean? He's a good guy, but he's definitely, this wasn't his atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? So we go in there, and all the guys are already in there. We're not late, but they kind of get there early. They know who I am, so I'm like, hey, what's going on, you know? We all sit down, and they go around the room before they start the sermon, and they ask for testimonies, you know? And I remember right away, the first thing that came to my head, I was like, oh, I have the best testimony, because like I wasn't going to come tonight, and like I got that job, all this stuff, you know? But I was like, kind of like, I wasn't embarrassed, but I was just kind of like, I'm just trying to chill, you know? I got my nephews here. But then someone's like, man, like, you know, like, be a leader, like, you know, show them that you're participating. And he's like, all right, anyone else? There was already like 3 testaments. I was like, yeah, I got testimony. And I pretty much just told them exactly what I just told you right now. And everyone was just like, oh, amazing, you know what I mean? So long story short, it was just a really good opportunity. I got to spend time with my nephews. They had a good time. And yeah, it was just a blessing. And then after that, I feel like you get on the blessing train, bro. And you just try to start like, you know, quote unquote, being as perfect as you can, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, like I'm going to fucking, you know, fucking this or that, you know what I mean? And you're just like, and all of a sudden, man, it's just like all the comments. And then I posted that thing. Everyone loved it. And then all of a sudden I got all these donations, and then I got people reaching out to me, and then I hit up King Little G. I tell him about it. He's all excited about it. Ask him if he could do this thing for me. He's like, hell yeah, dog. I'm like everything's just going boom, boom, boom. And then it's just like, I'm just like, wow. I'm just like, I thought I was blessed before. Like I'm 10 times more blessed than I thought I even was, you know what I mean? And it was all just like right under my chin, you know what I mean? Just ready to get taken. And it's a snowball effect right now, and I think that I can't wait for Saturday in 2 weeks to see all the kids' faces, because I think it's going to be really, really special. Yeah, for sure.
Where are you at with where are you at with your belief in God, with your religion, etc.?
Yeah, I'm a Christian. So I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I don't try to get too crazy into scriptures and deep into it, but I believe in God. I believe in right and wrong. I believe in evil, and I believe that God blesses you. And I believe if you look up, He looks down. And I believe if you ask, you shall receive. And I believe if you don't ask, then He won't receive. You know what I mean? I feel like I put God first before my wife, before my mom, before myself. He's number one in my life. He gets all the glory first, and I'll take whatever's left over. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel.
And is that kind of what was the impetus behind the toy drive?
God's always behind anything that I'm trying to promote. But I think the toy drive really was just inspired by like something that's in my reach that I can control that I really wanted to do. And I was just like, fuck all these fools that I think don't like me, or fuck all these people that don't share my music enough, or don't da-da-da. What about these little kids? You know what I mean? How about these little kids, like the next generation? Like I already like, I don't give up on all these other people, but it is what it is with all these other people. But these little kids, like they're not judging me off of that. They're like, you know what I mean? Like like I said, I want them to be like, damn, every year this dude Kody Balboa, who's this artist now, he comes to the hood every year and gives us toys. You know what I mean? Like that's never happened in my life. You know what I mean? Like if there was a dude, R.I.P. Dionysus, man. I feel like if Dionysus was still alive, the homie Gabby, I know he would have done some shit like that. He would have bridged gaps. He would have gave back, because he had a big heart too. You know what I mean? And he cared about it. Like you said, some people just don't care. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I care a lot about my hood, Oceano. You know what I mean? I do. It taught me everything I know. It made me into the man I am. And I just really like want to give back, you know what I mean? Somehow, in some way, for as long as I can, you know what I'm saying? I want to find the next superstar artist that's from Oceano, the next little actress, and anything that I could do to help them with all the
platform you have,
the platform that I have, that's what I want to do, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I don't do it, then nobody's gonna do it. There's no Robin Hood around here, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I don't do it, then it might not ever get done, you know what I'm saying? And so that also drives me, you know what I mean? So I really, and after this drive, like I'm motivated, man. Like all the worries and concerns that I thought were important are just kind of irrelevant at this point, you know what I mean? I just want to continue to make my next move my best move, and just continue grinding, bro, and just keep climbing, man. Keep climbing. I got more more blessings that I'm gonna wait till next year to promote, and it's crazy, bro. It's been great, and I know if I just keep my eye on the prize, then I'll land somewhere high, bro.
So with everything that you're involved in, everything you've done from your music to your Spanky character, everything, mm-hmm. Did you always have an innate desire to be famous, relevant?
For sure, bro. You could ask anybody. If you just go look at the yearbook, the Roy Grande yearbook of my senior year, it's just like I'm the most standout person in the whole yearbook. Like I got a crazy old picture, model style. I'm dressed in a Louis Vuitton Timberlands and like a Usher jacket with chains and a big old belt. You could just tell like this dude right here is like definitely destined for something. And then just like if you ask anybody, everyone will be like, "Fool, Cody's always wanted to be famous." Like that's all he talked about his whole life, is being famous and just like putting on, and like, you know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people now, like even in the DMs, are just like, dog, like I've had a lot of people even come up to me and be like, dog, I just give you so much respect, bro, because like you never stopped, dog, and like you've always wanted this, bro, and like you have a taste of a form of it, you know what I mean? I don't have all what I want yet, but I definitely have a good taste of it, you know. And so yeah, bro, like anybody that knows me, man, I'm the type of guy that would knock on your house at fucking 10 o'clock at night and ask you if you want to do some dance routines and shit, you know. I want to practice every night. I want to rap every night, you know, to the point where people were annoyed at me back in the day, you know. Mm-hmm. They didn't understand. They didn't have the drive, you know what I mean? They didn't see the vision, you know. I always seen the vision. I always knew that I was I always just had something on all these fools, you know what I mean? I would hear different artists and I would just be like, nah, like not trying to hate or anything, but it's just like, when you have it in you, you just know, bro. You just know. And I just like, I always knew that I was destined to do something in the entertainment. And like I said, bro, like I haven't even done, like I'm scratching the surface, bro. Like I'm hopefully I want to be a movie star, bro. I want to be in the biggest fucking movie. I want to write a Grammy nominated song that wins a Grammy. Like I want to work with Drake. I want to, you know, I've already done a bunch of crazy milestones that I had never thought I would be able to do. You know what I mean? But it's not enough. You know, I want more. You know what I mean? I want more. So that's kind of where I'm at, you know, and I've had that in me, but I feel like lately it's kind of just like the fire is burning more than it's ever been, you know, for sure.
Well, I think a lot of people want that, but they're afraid to admit it. They're afraid to even, not that they're afraid to do the work, but they're afraid to admit it to themselves. Like, I want to have all those things that you just said, like a person saying, I want to be in movies. I want to be a blockbuster hit movie star. I want to be et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
They're hard. It's hard for them to admit those things because of where they live,
right,
and because of everybody around them doing mediocre shit,
right,
or the stand. Now, I don't mean to put a pejorative on mediocrity, because there are a lot of people that love living in that frame,
yeah,
and they're happy,
yeah, that's
and
cool.
sometimes they're happier than the richest guy,
straight
right
up.
But there are some people that have this burning sensation that they can't get rid of,
yeah,
that it's beckoning at their door every day,
straight
and
up,
it's causing them to be annoying to others. It's causing them to be a nuisance to people that don't live or operate in that same mind frame,
right,
and so because of that, they feel kind of set apart from all the rest,
right,
not in a way that they think they're better,
right,
but just in a way that they know that they're different. They're
right,
cut from a different cloth,
right,
and that's something that you shouldn't get rid of. I'm promoting the fact that you should not get rid of that.
No.
Like, even as asinine or crazy as it sounds right now, because
right,
of where you live,
right,
who's around you,
right,
what you don't have yet,
yeah,
it doesn't mean that you can't circumvent the situation to accrue what you want in your life. Everybody starts out with fucking nothing unless you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you talk about Drake's background.
Yeah.
Like, that kid,
yeah,
he was making $50,000 a year, I think, on his TV show. What was it, Glee or not?
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever it was,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Before that, he was doing shit.
Yeah.
And then and now he's who you know today. And
Yeah.
that shit happened fairly quickly.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't like in a year or two,
right,
but it was fairly fast in
right,
terms of when you see somebody who's worked the same job for 10 years.
Yeah.
And has no aspirations to come out of that job.
Yeah.
Imagine what that person could have done in 10 years if their belief system was different,
right,
if their mindset was different,
right,
if they believed that they could do more with their life,
right,
even if nothing in reality
right,
was proving that.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And it's like, I feel like there's a lot of people like that, but like you said, people get comfortable, people get married, people have kids, and there's nothing wrong with all that shit. And that was the biggest obstacle for me. It was to be able to still portray this entertainment business, but at the same time have a wife and kids and like have that whole other life, you know, because my wife, she obviously supports me like more than anyone, you know what I mean? Like, who lets your husband go on tour and do all this stuff? I mean, my wife is my biggest supporter, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like she wouldn't have minded 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if I didn't do music and I didn't do that. And I got the badass 9 to 5, which I had. And, you know, and we did have this white picket fence life, you know what I mean? But, like, she knows is it's like, I wouldn't, it's just not me. It's like, like you said, I have that burning sensation every day. I wake up and I want to do something, you know, it's like, it's not big enough. I know that I'm made bigger. Like, if anyone's gonna do it, I always tell myself, if anyone around here is gonna be able to blow up and handle all the this or that, it's like, it's gotta be me. It's gotta be me. Like, I fish it out. I'm like, could it be him? Hell no. Could it be this guy? Nah, it's not gonna be them. It's gotta be me. It's gotta be me. And that's my confidence. That's how I feel, and that's how I try to reciprocate my energy, you know, towards.
Well, it better be that than just, you know, it better be that than the latter, which would be not, or the opposing, which would be not, like, being regular and doing your regular Davis landscape.
Right.
And I call it regular because it's regular in comparison to what you're going to do one day.
Straight up. Or what I'm doing, you know. There's 1,000 landscapers, but there's not anyone that went on tour across the whole country in this area. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's 1,000, barbers, but nobody around here just wrote a hit for DJ Khaled and Tory Lanez and French Montana, besides me and my crew, you know what I'm saying? So it's like these milestones that I'm hitting, but at the same time, I'm a 32-year-old husband with 2 kids. So I also got to take care of business. You know what I mean? When I say take care of business, I got to make sure that there's food on the table, a roof over our head, and we're living a comfortable lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I could also downgrade if I wanted to. I live a good life. You know what I mean? I live a good life. I have a nice home. I have nice cars. I have nice stuff. We're not like, we live comfortably. You know what I'm saying? And all that, it ain't easy. You know what I mean? It ain't easy to juggle all that shit, and somehow make it off. It's not easy spending $22,000 on tour when your wife thinks that we could have spent it on something else, you know what I mean? Bought a property and this and that, different things. So it's definitely a fight all the way, and I'm still not there yet. So it's just like, as much as I like to, enjoy the moments and celebrate and stuff, it's just like I can't. I got to get to the next move. You know what I mean? I got to get to the next move because time is ticking. If you know me, like, I sleep 5 hours a day, and like every fucking second of the day I'm doing something. You know what I mean? If I'm doing a TikTok, I'm writing a song, I'm talking to the homies about this, my landscape stuff, like, I'm never chilling. I don't play video games. I don't watch TV. I don't hang out. Like, you know what I mean? I don't socially drink. I don't do none of that shit. I grind 24/7. You know what I mean? That's what I do, and that's why I feel like I'm where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It's because there's no secret. You know what I mean? There's no secret. It's just like, I grind, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, and I take the shots. You know what I mean? I do the stupid shit, and sometimes I don't get no fucking views, and that shit hurts too. I'm just like, God damn, I just put myself out there, did this dumbass shit, and didn't get no views. Like, and you got to swallow your pride, and you got to take the wins and the losses, bro. But for the most part, dog, like, that's what I'm on, bro. That's what I'm on.
Well, that is why you're where you're at, but it's also levied on the fact that you believe in yourself far more than most people do at all.
Yeah.
The fact that you believe in yourself, people dismiss that whole, like, well, you got to believe in yourself. They think it's like frivolous. It's fucking not, man. Like, it's not. No, and it's one thing to say, well, I believe in myself, but it's a whole nother thing to place every ounce of your being in their belief system.
Right. And to test that theory.
Yes. And even if nothing happens, I've illustrated before, even if you're dying and you're ascending to heaven, you think, but I didn't do what I was supposed to do on this planet. It has to be a mistake here. I can't be dying.
No.
Like, as you're ascending to heaven, like, this is a mistake. God, you're making a mistake because I'm not finished yet.
No, hell yeah.
I'm not finished. I got so much more to do.
That's the attitude you got to have while being alive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But you have that, and that's the reason why these things are attracted to you.
Yeah.
This opportunity to go do 40 concerts in a row.
Yeah.
This opportunity to do, was it 40 concerts or 40 days?
32 shows,
32
40
shows
days on the road, yeah.
Doing that, that's why that opportunity came to you. That's why the opportunity is coming to you with the toy drive, and everybody's kind of, cultivating around you for the toy drive.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself out there, but you're not doing so in a humble way.
Right.
You're doing it in a way that's confident.
Yeah.
And strategic and on purpose.
Yeah.
And people can get behind that.
Yeah.
You can't get, I mean, it's one, humble is I have a mixed emotions about the word humble, because in the dictionary, humble has, I think, 2 or 3 iterations. And it's, most people think the main definition is to basically think of yourself like selfless.
Right.
And to be, and to not put yourself, I don't know the exact, I don't have it in front of me, so forgive me.
Yeah.
To put it out in the forefront, like, as
Gotcha.
I'm this, that, or the third, like, to not do that.
Yeah.
But you have to do that. You have to say those things about yourself if they're ever going to come to life, man.
Yeah.
You can't go about your day with your fucking head down and thinking, well, this is okay. This is okay. I'm good at this. I'm okay at this.
Yeah.
You have to believe that you're great.
Yeah.
You have to believe that even if things haven't co-signed you,
Yeah.
that they will, because you're of great substance, man. Like, the person that God the person that and the talent that God infused you with is something great.
Yeah.
And you're not, look, if you be humble to yourself, you're being humble about your God.
Yeah.
You're saying your God does mediocre things.
I want people to know what, God did, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, God doesn't
made
do
this and
mediocre
I'm not
things,
done
man.
yet, you know what I'm saying? I'm not done yet. And like, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, no, you touched on all that real well, but I don't want to be like cocky and stuff like that, but there's a balance, like you're saying, you got to have that confidence for sure.
I don't think that it comes across as cocky. It just comes across as direct,
right,
and very authoritative,
right.
And that's the difference between cocky and conceit or confidence.
Right.
Like somebody who has confidence comes across as an authority in that space. They're very direct.
Yeah.
And that's what you should be in life, period. Especially as a man, as a leader.
Yeah.
You should be direct and authoritative and confident.
Right.
And that's what you're being by saying what you're saying. The whole other end of the spectrum, like you being arrogant, is sort of aligned with like douchey, like,
right.
And you say it once in a while. The thing is, people, if you say it repetitively, constantly, every single day, and you move that way and you act that way, you don't have to say a word.
Right.
People will pick up on that energy. Mm-hmm. It's just a frequency that you lay out.
Yeah. I try not to be like that, man. And like, and I've had that problem, there's a lot of people have looked up to me in a lot of different ways on here on the coast, and I feel like I might have like gave them the cold shoulder and stuff, so if you're listening, man, tap back in. But I'm just trying to search for myself as well, you know what I mean? But I do want to give back and tap in with all the artists here, because it's 2022, bro. Like anybody could blow, dog. You know what I mean? Like everybody has a chance. You know what I mean? Everybody has a chance. And that's what I learned. And then, like, even though I do have all these, I am very blessed and special and shit, like, there's a lot of fucking talented people out there, man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of talented people with capabilities. I know way less talented people than me that are way more popping than me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you got to just really never stop and just stay positive and just believe in yourself. Like, there's been a bunch of times, bro, where, like, I literally looking in the mirror, dog, like, thinking like after tour, bro, I was like, I thought I was going to go on that tour, get all those fans and fucking have fucking 10,000 new Instagram fans and everything I thought it was going to even go better than it did. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had this made believe fucking thing in my head, you know what I'm saying? Of what, like, kind of like people are like, if I meet like Drake, I'm going to rap for him and he's going to like my shit. That's like make believe shit. That shit doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen and shit, It doesn't happen. I'm the opener. I'm the King Lil G's opener, and like all of a sudden I take all of his fans. Like that's not realistic. You know what I mean? So I had this unrealistic image of what I thought should have happened on the tour. So I got back and it didn't happen. I just spent all this money and I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like maybe this didn't work out as good as I thought. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, fuck, dog. Like, are you gonna be able to pull this off, dog? Like, are you gonna be able to pull this off? Like, And then you just start really weighing it out, and then you start realizing, wow, like now I could actually have the confidence to perform in front of anybody. Now I just got the respect. Now there's all these other obstacles that I didn't even think that I needed that I actually did, that I just conquered. You know what I mean? And I actually got more out of it than I thought I was supposed to get, because I'm not supposed to get it that easy. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to, that was my little hop, jump, step, fucking little skipped 3 fucking levels, you know what I mean? And I was down here and now I'm up here, and you know what I mean? I want to get up here, but it's like, I'm slowly going to do it. And I'm going to do it. And when it's going to be timing, And so that's what I realized. So I looked in the mirror. I'm like, you know what? Like, yes. You know what I mean? Like, every time I do it, and there's been a bunch of situations where I'm fighting with my wife about it, this and that. It's like every single time, all arrows point to, entertainment. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I know I'm good at construction. I know I'm good at this, but I know I'm better at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and it just takes time, bro. The entertainment business is fucking tough, bro. You know what I mean? There's millions of people you're competing with all the time. So it just takes a lot more time than anything. You know what I mean?
And that, your construction is just laborious. And there's a lot of involved with doing something in construction. Whereas when it comes to your entertainment, it's effortless.
Yeah.
You just do it. It's because it's who you are.
Yeah.
And the ironic thing about that is you're able to provide so much more substantially in the entertainment field than you are with construction at all.
For sure, yeah.
And, you know,
for sure.
It's just people can do things with their hands now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Exactly.
And they can get better right now. Whereas entertainment, it takes you finding your audience, finding your niche,
right,
then finding your audience,
right,
then continuously practicing that craft,
getting better
until you get more refined,
Yeah.
And that takes more discipline than it takes to you just, well, okay, this goes here, move this pile of wood from here to over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like anybody can do that shit.
Right.
It doesn't take any skill to do that.
Right.
But it takes skill to be a brand, to make yourself into a brand.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody, and the funny thing is, or the shitty thing is, I should say, there's no blueprint for this. Like when you're in entertainment, there's no blueprint. No. There's a blueprint when it comes to construction.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you follow the plans on to build a house.
Yeah,
you can build a house, man. You know what I mean? It sure does take some mechanical understanding.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you put in the work, you can have that.
Yeah.
Nothing's promised in entertainment. You put in the work, it might not happen.
Yeah.
Still.
And then you don't get paid till way later, bro. Because like you write all these songs for celebrities and shit, and they're going through catalogs. They have artists like, yo, jump on this feature. So they have all these songs they need to work on. And you work on all these songs, you know. We've worked on, between Long Haul and I, we've worked on over like 25, 30 songs for French Montana. You know what I mean? Wrote songs for him and shit. And then all of a sudden, you know, 6 months down the road, homegirl's fucking dropping her single and French Montana's on it. Now that song we wrote on is finally coming out. You know what I mean? But then you got to get with lawyers, and you got to get all your splits right, and you got to get all the things right. You got to get your numbers and figure it all out. So like you don't get paid for that shit for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But when you do get paid, you get the big easy money. That 4 hours of fucking the funnest thing you ever did, creating songs with French Montana, your fucking idol. You just got 60 bands. You know what I mean? Took a long ass time, but you got it. But you keep adding those up, and pretty soon you have all these sync records and all these placement records and your own music streaming. Like now you're fucking really, really rich, bro. And that's why the music game is, there's rich ass motherfuckers in there. You know what I mean? There's like King Little G, bro. Like that fool's an independent artist. He's a multimillionaire. You know, has a fucking fat mansion. You know what I mean? Skyscrapers in LA. He has everything, bro. What you could dream of. He lives that life. You know what I'm saying? All independently, bro. All just off of his own fucking fans. He tells me, he must have told me this at least 5 times, but he said, Kody, I always get in his little voice and shit, but he goes, Kody, all you need, dog, is 10,000 fans, you know? He's a 10,000 fan believer. If you have 10,000 fans, you could be a millionaire. You know what I mean? 10,000 loyal fans, wherever the hell they come from, that support your music every time you drop, like you'll be rich. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that. And there's so many artists that are rich that are like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's around the corner, bro. I'm knocking at the door. I'm just, we'll see what happens.
So here's the question, man. If you were to blow from one thing, and the one thing that makes you, that just sets your life in a totally different trajectory, the trajectory that you want in terms of money, legacy, being able to give back to Oceana the way that you want, with houses, cars, etc.
Yeah.
Would it be Spanky or Kody Balboa?
You know what? Spanky is just Kody Balboa character. You know what I'm saying? So Kody Balboa is the brand. You know what I mean? Kody Balboa is the brand, and Kody Balboa does a lot of things. You know, he wears a lot of hats. He's an actor. He's a singer. He's a rapper. He's a fighter. He's a construction guy. He's a dad, and he's a husband. You know what I mean? So that's all Kody Balboa. Like, you know what I mean? All the other things are just kind of roll-offs of that, you know? But, I mean, if Spanky is the thing that's going to blow me up, and Spanky needs to be the brand, then whatever it is, I'm just going to run with whatever they need, you know, for that aspect. But at the end of the day, it's Kody Balboa, you know?
So I guess I should be more precise. Your music,
right,
or Spanky?
Like which one do I think is going to?
No, which one if you could choose?
Oh, if I could choose
to blow up.
Damn, that's a tough one, bro. Because I don't feel like I have. I got a really good taste of the music benefits and stuff, and like all a few of the bells and whistles from like music, you know, like going on that badass tour, working with big ass artists, selling out local shows, this and that and the third. But I just barely started with this acting stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I land on some Netflix series and all of a sudden I have this crazy new passion. But as of right this second, I feel like I'm still more passionate about music, you know? I love songwriting. I honestly want to do country. I kind of want to dive into country. I'm a really good country singer, country writer. My dad has a huge country background and shit. I feel like it'd be kind of a crazy little flip too. And all of a sudden this fool fucking is a badass country singer, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to do with what I actually am. I'm not trying to fake nothing. Everything I do is just like really me, you know what I mean? And if you know me, you'll know that I've been bumping country, that my dad was in Merle Haggard's band for years and all that shit, you know? So it's like, that's another thing. I still have a lot of music goals, but the acting stuff, it's so easy to take off that you never know. Some director could see Spanky character and put me in the next biggest fucking Hollywood fucking movie, you know? And all of a sudden now Spanky's on Ellen doing this, that. Right. I'll run with that shit. Anything I could do to get the bag and, you know, represent, I'm gonna run with that. And if I have to put my music on pause, the thing is I'm never gonna put anything on pause. Actually, I take that back. If I have to just do less of it, I'm still always gonna do it though, because I'm always gonna want to songwrite, even if I'm not the superstar. I love songwriting. I want to find the next person to write songs for. I'm always gonna want to be involved with music in some way or another. But if acting is what is gonna, like, you know, get me where I feel like I need to be faster, then I'm gonna go with that. You know what I mean? For sure.
I fucking love it, man. Yeah. You got so much charisma and passion behind you about what you want to do, and also just plans.
Yeah.
Like plans that haven't even unraveled for you yet.
Yeah.
But they're nonetheless plans still. And I think that
sure.
most people don't set any plans because plans to them mean, oh, I got to take the kids tomorrow to soccer practice. I got to, you know, we got this event to go to on, you know, next Sunday. No, fuck that. I mean, plans for your future.
Right.
Plans that are seemingly ridiculous to think of. Like, you have to make those plans because if you never make them,
they never get made.
No one will make them for you, man. No one's going to believe in you like you believe in yourself.
Hell no.
You have to make plans, man. As audacious as they may seem, make plans.
Yeah, straight up. Make plans, execute plans, and just, like, I was really nervous about going around to all the towns in Oceana, you know, all the businesses in Oceana. I was almost going to be like, fuck it, I'm just going to do this all by myself. I'm not going to ask nobody for help, you know what I mean? That was kind of my attitude, to be honest. I didn't even think I was going to get the love. I thought I was going to drop that and people were just going to be like, this fool, who the fuck does he think he is? You know what I mean? Trying to give back all of a sudden, like, you know? And I was kind of expecting that energy, so I was just going to say, fuck it. Like, I don't need nobody's help. I'm doing this because I want to do this, you know what I mean? For the kids, ain't for you guys. And then I seen it started unwrapping, and I'm just like, damn, like, if I wanted to take this to the next level, because going to the community wasn't on my agenda. It wasn't part of this at all in any way. Wasn't trying to get them all involved at all. And then I was like, man, this is kind of like a good opportunity to try to tap in with the community, you know? And it takes balls to go in there and be like, hey, what's going on, man? You know, I'm a local native. I moved to Hollywood. I act, and I'm a rapper, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to get back to my community because they're just kind of like, okay, like, what's up, you know? And I'm like, I'm sponsoring a toy drive. We don't want nothing from you at all. Everything's covered. But if you would like to get involved in any way, shape, or form, we would appreciate it, you know? I'm trying to broadcast this on my platform, you know, and I would love it if I could just, you know, put your name on the thing for any reason at all. And going in there with that confidence, kind of like, I don't need anything from you, but I'm doing something for the community that you own a business in. So do you want to get involved, you know? And they're just kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean? Just like no brainer. Before, I was trying to raise money or do different things for my tour. People kind of see that like, hell no, I ain't helping you with that shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you're trying to go on tour across the country and you want us to give you money or sponsor your ass? Like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? And that hurts too. Cause then I'm just like, what? Like, ain't nobody have this type of opportunity, man. Like, I just need a little bit of help out here. Like, you know, I'm doing this all myself. People don't understand the grind. People don't know that I spent all that money. You know what I mean? They think I'm fucking making money out there. You know what I mean? Balling out or some shit. Hell no. You know what I mean? I'm sleeping in my car, spending all my fucking money that I save and this and that. You know what I mean? So it's like, to be able to go and just have the confidence, like, you know what, like, it doesn't matter what you say, I'm gonna do this regardless. And that's kind of where I was with my tour thing too. Like, okay, cool, you don't want to help me, I'm gonna do the tour regardless, you know what I mean? And I did that, and I pulled it off somehow, you know what I mean? And just like I'm gonna pull off this event as well, but I'm really thankful, and I'm super blessed that everyone's just like really just coming together about it, man. And it's just like I'm super stoked, and it's getting bigger. I still got people that are gonna get back to me, and it's just like I feel like it's gonna be a really good moment for sure for Oceana. So
it will be, and it's gonna be something you do every year.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. You know, I don't want to claim it right now. You know, what I mean, who knows what happens next year? You know what I'm saying? But I want to even make it bigger. I want to do a turkey drive. I want to do Easter baskets. I want to fucking do back to school backpacks. I want to do, you know, everything that I can, all those major things where I feel like families do need help with, you know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been to the fucking the Big Brother programs where you get to go into Macy's and get a toy, and I've been in those fucking lines and different things and stuff when I was a kid growing up broke or whatever. Not even, you know, my mom fucking hooked it up, but you know, we weren't rich and shit. We had those opportunities. We took advantage of that shit. You know what I mean? We're popping up at those for the free food, for the free this and that, you know? So I know what it's like. I know that there's families that need that. And a couple $1,000, $3,000, whatever it takes goes fucking a long way, bro. People are blowing $3,000 at the bar fucking 2 days a week, dude. You know what I mean? People are blowing money left and right. They don't even understand how they could give back. You know what I mean? Because they don't fucking care. You know what I mean? It doesn't tug at their heart in any way. I got rich ass homies and shit. I'm posting this, bro, like, and they ain't fucking contributing shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, I'm just like, I want to get mad and be like, fool, like, you're over here fucking making all this money, dog. You ain't never gave back to shit, bro. Like, and your homies over here representing the hood and shit, trying to put on, and like, you won't even donate fucking $10, $20 a toy. You won't even, like, you know. And then I just realized, you know what, like, fuck all them, you know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, it's all good. Like, I got us, you know what I mean? Like, there is people out there that want to, that have hearts, that touch it. People that don't even have shit that fucking want to donate and shit, you know what I mean? People that are willing to donate their last dollar. I had somebody that fucking, shout out to Jackson's Plumbing, but he went on there and was like, asked his kids online, like, hey, we're going to donate all your presents this year to this toy convention. And all 3 of his kids were like, yeah, do it, you know, do it. Like, so, like, there is a lot of people out there that that have big hearts that want to give back, and I think it's really beautiful that it's coming to light. It's awesome, you know what I mean? It's awesome.
Well, man, you're doing some amazing things, man, and I don't think that there is not going to be more of that. More of, I don't know what to call it, more of that expanded opportunity in your future, man.
Right.
There's just going to be so many more blessings coming your way.
Right. I hope
and
so.
That's not about hope, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can hope all you want, but the
Right.
proof is in the pudding. It's reality. And
Right.
the reality is people get more when they give more.
Yeah.
And people get more when they care more.
Yeah.
It's like, it's analogous to you doing something just for money,
Right.
based on you doing something because you have integrity behind it, and it's an authentic expression of who you are.
Right.
Which is what your music is,
Yeah.
which is what Spanky is,
Yeah.
which is what this toy drive is,
Yeah.
etc. It's all an expression of who you are at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You're not acting. It's just a different, like you said, you wear many hats.
Yeah.
It's just a different hat that you're wearing for the day.
Yeah.
And that is not only inspirational, but it's infectious. People want more of that because not many people in this world are that way.
Right.
And so essentially you're spreading a contagion
Trying to.
that you're not, don't
Yeah.
say try.
I hope that I
you're
hope you
doing
know.
it.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
doing
yeah,
it
I'm doing it, you know?
actively, bro. And
Yeah.
that's something
Thank
that
you.
people can get on board with.
Yeah.
And that's things that people can respect,
Yeah.
man. So as hard as it is, and
Yeah.
as much as it takes,
Yeah.
you got to keep doing
You
it
got to keep doing it.
because
Yeah.
people depend on you,
I got to
man.
keep doing it, man. Yeah, I got to keep doing it. That's what I tell myself. Like, I tell myself, if I don't do it, man, it ain't ever going to get done. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make it happen, you know? And that's energy, bro.
Well, you're doing
Fuck
a
yeah.
lot. You're doing a lot of awesome shit, man. And I'm so thankful to have you on to be able to talk all about it, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Great
And,
conversation. It's always a great time here, man.
I love it.
I'll be back
and
anytime.
You're coming back, bro.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Kody.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro. Done.
Nice, man. That was a good one. That was a good one, man.
sir.
Hell yeah.
Hold on, let me stop the stream real quick.